Hello everyone, welcome. How we doing? How we doing? Hey there, Ansel. Good to see you back. So last stream, we started this Windows port, and yeah, today we're going to be continuing on it. So we kind of got the game compiling again by putting in stub code, or like basically empty functions for all the new functions we made. Look at all this garbage that comes built into Windows now. No, everyone uses WhatsApp, TikTok, ESPN every day. Anyway, yeah, it's got this stub code in, and we kind of was doing the input device connecting code, and we kind of got a little bit stuck on like one kind of feature, tiny feature that we kind of like went down a bit of a rabbit hole with. But I've been speaking to some people in the Discord, and we got some answers, but also I did some research of my own. And I found a whole bunch of different APIs that we can use, and also took a look at HID API to help us, which is a library that can help you that helps you scan over all the HID interface devices, right? So we can see how they do things, basically. How do they enumerate over the devices and see what APIs they call on Windows? There's all that good sort of stuff we've got. Hey there, Roger Wu. Welcome. Yeah, not doing bad, not doing bad. Just been chilling with the baby and family. Um, change, been changing like 100 nappies. That's my life now. I can't remember what it was called, but some people do Windows ISO with a little to no bloat. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that too. I just I would prefer a non-tampered version. Oh, also, thank you so much for the sub there, Ransel. Appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. Wait. It's got to be. Ah, gotcha. There we go. So yeah, basically, I did a bit of playing around. So there's an API that you can subscribe. Oh, Windows is so crazy. Ugh. There's some API that you can subscribe to basically, which allows you to detect individual USB devices being plugged in and unplugged, and you can sort of connect to their sort of like. I think this is like the equivalent to like HID raw on Linux. Like you can read their sort of file and get like the raw like the raw sort of data from the device or something like this. Um, yeah, we're not going to do this approach. Like in the future, we might want to do this approach. But yeah, no, not this. But the reason why I was testing this out is because we wanted to try and call this function hid get attributes. Why do we want to call that? To get this structure field in. So for that keyboard and mouse, we can get the vendor ID and product ID. This is the whole rabbit hole we went on at the end of last stream. Um, you know, and we wanted to get these things, and Windows was proving difficult. But we're going to probably scrap this approach. Maybe. Entirely depends, because I want to get my PS5 controller to work with this new OS interface that we've. This is our interface for the OS layer, right? And we essentially have this thing called an input device, and it's just a generic thing, right? And there's these features, so every input device can be on multiple things. So this is a gamepad. It's got an accelerometer and it's got a touchpad. So I'm hoping to sort of get. I think the API that we're using is giving us like the individual components, right? And we got to somehow link that all into one thing. So that's going to be something we're also going to be doing today and getting that working. So we're just going to get the initial thing plugged in, have a bit of a play, and just see what it's giving us. And then maybe we'll have to do this thing where we um, actually check the individual devices being plugged in and sort of be able to sort of go around the tree of USB device things, right? Because this is like basically a USB hub, right? It plugs in, and there's three different child USBs, right? There's a touchpad, gamepad, accelerometer, that sort of stuff. Um, yeah. So we'll look into that. Yeah, I didn't need the ISO before, but thank you for that though. Yeah, people, what do they do with this thing? Okay, goes back to Windows 10. It was Windows 10. We're on Windows 11. The bleeding edge. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to trust these things though, because they're just made by I know you can't really trust the Microsoft one either, right? But you know, it's just more chance for people to add crap to it. Gotta trust them. It's not open source, you know. So we in the WinProc thing, right, which is the event handler function for all the Microsoft events. We have this input device change event, and this is using raw input, right? So we're doing this. I was told by Nordillo that we should be using this one. And we tried to just do HID, but the problem is when you plug in a second mouse, or any mouse really, it's going to give you the mouse event, it won't give you the raw HID device. And the reason why I wanted the raw HID device is because in this union, where we get the device info, it gives us this vendor ID and product ID, but we couldn't get that. But he told me there's a way that you can do it, and we'll be taking a look at that code as well. So basically, we're still doing this for keyboard as well. They do a Windows 11 too, but I can't find it on the top. But got on my PCs. Cool. Yeah, you can just uninstall the stuff, right? Or do they do even more stuff? That's like going to like the registry and that. Yeah, I went into the registry and sort of fixed up a few things. You know, I don't know, within like an hour or two, you'll see the activate Windows pop up down here because I'm not paying for it, you know. Because I need to come in here to port my software, so you know, I really didn't use it exclusively to like pay a couple £100 for this thing. Right. So what we want to do, you want to do this thing. This gets the name. So regardless, we want to get the name, I think. Is that right? Yeah, regardless, we want to get the name. See, but when you do like a get device name, you're not, you're getting like some path, which is like backslash backslash whatever. And there's actually like a wide char as well, so this is probably not a good idea. Probably call it something like this, right? So basically, you can call this function with like a null in there or something, and it will give you the size, and we can temporarily allocate the rest of it, right? Where the sun has just come bleeding through. Okay. So I think like in Vulkan, I think you can do something special, right? You can basically call it twice. First time with a null, right? And then the second time with so what are we doing? This is where do we have our like it's called the frame allocator, isn't it? So temporary. Yeah, we'll get this one in. Right, so we'll get that there. Core arena linear allocator then. Linear. Oh no, you just say core alloc. Array, I guess. Of char. Frame allocator. Um, device name size. Now we probably want to like check the result on that. Do some proper error handling, you know. We're not really sure what this code exactly does under the hood, so you gotta handle those errors properly and safely. The only time it fails, just return. Did you hear the news? Hey there, Joyman. I don't know what this a LMO, you know, lost my ass off. For real, what is this? Um, okay. So this is going to get us the device name. Now this name isn't really like... Isn't really... it's got to be a pointer, right? Pointer. Right. This name is just really like a path to the actual file, right? So we can simply run it and put a breakpoint in and take a look maybe. Just so we can see it. So we'll just do like a const char start. No. Core string name equal. We'll just do the zeroed thing for now. Just want to get it to compile rate, but we're not going to go that far in the code. It's going to run. It's going to pick up the stuff that's already plugged in. Well, that was the hope. Right, that failed. Yeah, but it didn't really fail. All right. Should we try that again? So we don't care if it's 0 in that case, because we're just asking for the size back. See, the size is an invalid number there. It's like basically -1. Then we hit it and it gets modified. So that's giving us the right size. So we just gotta... Like, I remember reading the docs and it's only pass in null. It will do some of that. Right, then we allocate, then we call it again, do the proper check. Sweet. So then we should be able to cast this device name into a wide char. And then have a little bit of a nice. Then the watch window should be able to say cast students W char T, I think, something like that. W char T star. It doesn't like W char, does it? Can I deref it maybe? Yeah, it's terrible. Fine, we'll just do device name 20. It just every other byte is going to be invalid, kind of, unless you hit like a you know, one of those non-ASCII characters. So basically, so it's backslash. Well, kinda. So yeah, what we can see here is, you know, we can't really flatten. Oh yeah, we kind of can. So there's a couple of it's 2 backslashes basically. Hid. Um. Wait, is that right? Wait, maybe this isn't a wide. Oh, I thought this was. Right, this may or may not be like UCS2 or whatever it is, UTF-16. So let's do 42. Right, so this is basically the path to the file, the device file. So that's cool, we got that now. So the trick is, right, so with mouse, so if it's got a type of mouse, this thing we did all the way up here, when we said get the device info, because this type here is mouse, you have to use this mouse one, and it doesn't have this vendor ID and product ID in it. And that's what we need for our abstraction that we've got. So the way you get that, there's a little trick here from DLO here. Right, so I was trying to see if someone else had the code for it. I checked it, they didn't have it. But what he was saying is you probably won't find this online. He says so basically on Windows apparently, for a mouse and keyboard, you cannot have raw access to that USB device and sort of read from it or write to it. But what you can do is ask for no permissions and set up this file share stuff as well. See, I forgot what this does. I think what it's saying is share the same handle. I forgot what this does. We could probably take a look so we know. But yeah, so it is a wide char maybe because it's got this weird. Why is it in W? Yeah, anyway. So share mode. The request of sharing mode of the file or device, which can be read-write. Both delete all of these or none. Refer to the table below. Access request to attributes. You cannot request a share mode that conflicts with the access mode that's specified on existing requests that has this open handle. Yeah, so if someone opens it with like file sharing read, you can't open it with file sharing read write. Yeah, so say if a process opens up a file for file sharing read, no other process can open it for file sharing write or delete while you have it as open read. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's saying what okay, so basically the little trick is too many things. Yeah, so we want to basically do this. So we've got the device name. Right, we just queried that, we just saw it. Now the idea. This is wchar. Default there was there. There's a wchar t. So we're just going to do an alloc. The line of 2, I think it is. Damn straight. Thank you for the follow. I love the dark mode extension works with Microsoft website because you used to put high contrast mode on for some reason. Weird. Yeah, apparently this is the best extension, this dark mode. Dark Reader. That's why I never found it. Whoa, Crimson Mania. Thank you. Thank you so much for that sub, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the club. Go and fetch yourself the latest and greatest code and enjoy. Yeah, if you want to go and grab the code, by the way, you can just follow that link. Just link your account with the Discord and you can clone the repo. Appreciate it. Okay, so now I've got this device name. What we can do, the trick is, right? Oh my days. Crimson Mania, my pal. Oh my days. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it, friend. Dude, I'll give you Have I already given you VIP before? Because you've done this before. This this before. And if I'm giving you VIP already, well, deserved. Thank you so much for the. Wait, I didn't do that right, did I? It's a slash. This will be going for half an hour, so enjoy. There's already a VIP, exactly. Thank you so much. So, what we can do. um, yeah, how's things been going, Crimson Mania? How's stuff been going? Yeah, so we can do this create file thing, right? This is the hid handle, hid device handle. And we probably will keep this thing around so we can query some more things. So why do we need this thing? Because when you use this hid D library, you need the hid handle. And we're doing this specifically for the mouse and keyboard, by the way. So we'll just silently fail if we can't open it. It's just gonna go 25 times. This is great. Oh, this is so funny. But guys, all you guys just become subs, join the Discord. You can go and download the code and take a look at the code base for yourself. Who have got the gifts and have a you can if you got Linux or Windows, you'll be able to download it and give it a play. I don't think we committed. We didn't commit last stream's one. After this stream, we get something built in. I'll commit it up so those on Windows can have a bit of a play. Because it might not be compiling with the latest on Windows. Oh, I did. Good catch. Thank you, the Ransel, sir. So the beauty is now we can do this get attributes thing with the hid device handle, right? So we're just going to put a breakpoint right there. And this should be something truly amazing. Wait. Here. So we should get the vendor ID and the product ID. So notice how it's 00 right now. Okay. Go to the next one. And fail. Oh. That did not open. Right, that didn't open. What did Nodillo say? So, okay, so since masks are very special, you don't get direct access to them. You cannot read write to them directly. Here's a trick I found. So he said he's found, so maybe he's tested it out, but maybe... Right, let's double check we've got everything right. There's like an invalid handle, isn't it? Yeah, invalid handle value. Yeah. That's -1. So apparently this doesn't work. So this might not be... It's a length, not a size. So it's not the whole thing, probably. Okay, that makes sense. So it probably trims it off. This is probably a count, I call it. Length is maybe better for a string, but oh well. Name count. Screw it, we'll call it length. Sounds better. Or len. Good old len. Right. Get a bit of len in there. Right. So that would be array of element w char t. Wide char t. Keep interjecting. Oh, it is. Right, so we're going to try that now, yeah? Rust plus Vulkan. That's Mr. Joe Mega. If Joe Mega's in the chat, he does that sort of stuff. Well, that didn't go right, did it? All in like Japanese or whatever. So why aren't we getting what we want anymore? Should we go past it here? Perhaps maybe it's like 0 for some reason when it allocates. No, it's done it right. So it's got nothing in that zeroed memory. Now it goes into here. And then it just gives us this fantastic thing. Oh, because we're using the A version. That's why. Let's use the W version then. Alright. Anyway. I keep using the A version automatically. Alright, that worked. We got a file handle. Excellent. So now, when we go into here, and it picks up the mouse, right? Remember, this is all 0, 0, 0, and we got some device IDs, people. That's incredible. What's the deal with A and W in WinAPI? Basically, A is ASCII, W is wide char. So it's UTF-16, and that was Microsoft's solution to Unicode, or to supporting different character sets back in the day. But yeah, everything else when we UTF-8. So a lot of the time, you base on Windows when you deal with the operating system, you have to convert between UTF-8 or ASCII, right, to and from this UTF-16. When you give it strings, which is a shame. Right, so now we've got that product ID. It means we can take this code. So where we've got this like device handle, I want to call this raw input device handle. Give it, don't know exactly what it is. So we got hid, and we got raw. Back to you in a minute. Oh, you know, maybe there is gonna be a. Ah, you. Yeah, we want to have both handles in there. So in the input device, we're gonna have a raw input, and we're also gonna have the hid device input as well. Device handle, sorry. Cool. So hid. You know, maybe we can just I don't know. So I'll go here. Take that. The reason why I copied that around differently was because this code has the keyboard feature on it when it connects the input device. Nice. So then this one says if it's hid, if it's gamepad, we're gonna already have access to the these vendor IDs. Right, we'll get these, and they're now an attribute. Vendor ID. Attribute. Product ID. And copy and paste of his keyboard one, right, but not the gamepad because that has that hid thing. Because it's hid under this device info which we got earlier, and that's got it in there. Excellent. So now this should be all the connection code plugged in. So what does this mean? Well, we should be able to, when it's connected, it's going to go out to one of our log files. Here's the log, yeah, debug log, OS input, device connected, tells us the things, all of the things. So we've built up the lovely terminal. I want to build up the Ubuntu one. Then I want to CD into the, eventually boots up. Come on, work with me. Mount C users workbench game without an engine build logs. Right, I should just have a shortcut for that somehow. We can alias that. How do we save aliases? You put it in your bash RC, don't you? So just double check. So I could just append it to the bash RC, right? Yeah, that's a good one. This is a really good one. ls-lh, because H means human readable. -l gives you the extended information. I do that all the time on my installs. Amazing. But yeah. So I think you want to basically say alias whatever, and you want to like append it to the. Is that right? Doing some Linux on a Windows stream. I couldn't help myself. Yeah, we can just append it. I've got to be careful though, right? It's got to be a double right. You know, shift right basically. So you can just do something like cd logs for game without engine log. Equal. I got to write alias before I write, but I'm just equal cd all of this jazz, right? And then I can just say alias, and then I can do shift right. Well, let's make sure this one's fine first. So we do that, and I'm going to say game without engine, and I'm there, people. Isn't that amazing? So what I want to do is do that. Do shift right, right? It's a double right. If you just do one, you're going to bugger everything up. Two means append, and then you want to append that to dot bash rc. Now, it should hopefully be in there when I close it and open it again. So let's try that, yeah? Yeah. Give me the Ubuntu, please. So now I just say that didn't work. Nano, my buddy, my pal. Oh, did I do dot forward slash? No, I didn't. I did a. We can tell, right? Yeah, home. I did that right. Yeah, but what's source work? Yeah, but I can't. Shouldn't have to do that every time, right? Well, no. It's too quick. Yeah. So there's something to do with. Yeah. So I guess when I, how do I shut down the terminal, right? WSL to restart. Excellent. So reboot everything up, hopefully. Oh, not exit. What am I doing? Oh, did that work? WSL-L. Right, it's taking time now to boot up again. This is promising. No. Yeah. Right. Everyone's favorite editor. Let's give it a check. Did not go in there. That's a shame. Right. Thought I knew my Ubuntu's. Oh, I forgot Echo. Aha. That's so much of a good system admin I am. Right. So if we shut this thing down now and we open up. Hmm. Right. And now we can save time. There we go. That's what it's about. So now we can open up on that one. Easy peasy. So now we're here. Why do I want to be here? Because we've got our OS input thing, so we can use that. Super nice watch command. Now with the watch command. What we're trying to do. I might need another alias for watch. We basically want to like watch cat. Right, we're watching a cat. And for OS input. And then there's like a dash n or something like that to 0.1. Yeah, I want to do that. Oh wait. This is in the wrong place. So I think what we want is like a fast version and like a 2-second version, right? There you go. So now we have the log file open. So I want to have this as an alias, right? Um, so echo, right? We want to echo. You know what? Let's just be safe about it. No. All right, what are we doing? So what you're saying is we could just source it as well after. So we're gonna alias like alias watch. Oh wait, W log maybe. Yeah, I could just put it in the whole alias, couldn't I? Yeah, before I accidentally nick my whole thing. Yeah, yeah. Bash is super. You know, let's do something else. Screw this thing. Even better. Instead, it's gonna be W log watch um cat. Now, can you put the thing at the end? Like, we want it to be on a certain file though. Like, it can't go to the end though, is the problem. Like, you can't put a thing here, right? Like, if I put an argument after, it's gonna be a separate arg. So, oh no, yeah, you want a CD. Um, yeah, CD, and yeah, CD and watch, but I might chuck that into an eval, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. CD and watch cat. Wait a minute. You've got to. We need to have an arg. Yeah, that'll work. Watch cat. Alright, hopefully that'll work. So let's source those. So we're trying like wlog osinput.txt. Alias. um. Oh, I thought I closed that right. Maybe. And we're in, folks. This is gonna be incredible. So if I cd, does it change my current directory? It not that it matters so much. Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. We can obviously do like an eval thing, and that might not. Yeah, tail-f though isn't as good. We was yeah, I think was it you Sammy that suggested it last time? Yeah, the watch. What was good about watch again? Um, yeah, I think it was like what tail-f is only good for append writes, whereas if we just edit the file, or if the file just gets edited, yeah, there's something about it that's different. Yeah, this one's better. So it checks every 2 seconds. But I think we want like a fast one as well. So one more quick edit. So I think the idea, we could just make them all fast, right? Hopefully this doesn't kick up the fans too much on the PC. Right, we're just going to be catting a whole file every 0.1 seconds. Do it. Alright. Now we're there. So what does putting it on a separate thread do? What's the benefit? No, it's not always OS input. There's different log files. Rightio. So now when we boot up, we should be able to see our input devices being plugged in. Now their name, they're not going to have a good name. Wait. Did I delete the name? Right, so also we've jumped this up. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is now 16. 2 handles. What are you talking about? I'll change the window one, right? Wrong one. Input device. 2 handles. And now name is not declared again. Yes, we kind of need to get the name. I don't know how we can get a good name. Oh yeah, no, I know we get a good name. There's more HID things. Right, we can do more of these HID guys. Why can't you just be helpful, Microsoft? Oh, why? But for now, we'll just do something temporary. I'm just gonna do something dead basic for now. But we'll do a good name. Let's just say like placeholder. So we run that, we should see some logs. That's spelled product wrong. Ah, lowercase d. So the big D. Device removal, eh? Raw input. That's the key. Find the input device and let's disconnect that, please. Right. And here's our lovely graphics, you know, chip it. Right, so we didn't get anything come through. That's all we should have, though. There's a log right there, that should have logged out. Why is it empty? Why is it empty? Because we've written to the logs before, right? But is it not getting flushed? And it's just sitting there in the and it's sitting there maybe. Do it before we flushed every frame. Maybe we don't. Flush them all. Do a nice sort of final. I think we only do it in the when the game exits. So let's flush all every frame. Probably going to be horrible for performance, but again, probably don't really care about that stuff right now. Yeah, flush it right down the toilet. Right, I see things. There we go. Is that extra lines? We got extra line. Did someone put a new line in there? I think, yeah, they got leftover new lines. Oh yeah. So, also, hey there, Philip. How you doing? Welcome. When do I flush? Yeah, I always forget to flush. I don't look behind me, you know. Hey there, Sully. Welcome. Oh yeah. The worst thing is when you open up like a Windows laptop, Ransel, and it just starts updating from sleep, and you're like, why? I have stuff on here. But luckily, I don't have that problem. Um, I switched to Windows because this project is being developed on Linux and Windows at the same time. That means we don't have to port it later, and we have a nice. We can test our platform abstraction on two major operating systems for gaming. You know. Yeah, but so open up a laptop, Windows laptop. Oh, we already made the mistake. Radio. So we're getting different product IDs, vendor IDs. We don't know the names of these things. We're going to make that better. We'll remove all these new lines quick. We'll have feature one and a feature two. I think it's safe to say that we've got two mice plugged in. Mice one, mice two, and a keyboard. The Mac keyboard sometimes thinks it's a mouse at the same time for some reason. If there's a mouse component to it, and I don't know why. It happens on the, when I tried it on the other operating system as well. So yeah, it's weird. Right, so let's go ahead and get the names sorted out and remove the new lines. But I know we can test unplugging and plugging it back in. So I'm going to unplug this Logitech mouse. Unplug that one. Right, we didn't get a disconnect. And we got another connect for some reason. Well, maybe because I didn't actually update the login code. I assumed it worked. Have a look. Here's the disconnect. Oh no, okay, maybe not. So something fishy goes in there. Should we check that out? I unplugged it. It didn't even pick it up as being unplugged. That's weird. Right. I just plugged it back in, hence why it just happened. Right, so if I continue all of that, we're at 4 of those. Unplug it. We don't even get this event that fires. This device changed event. This is very weird. I know for a fact one of these will trigger because that's more low level. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in and we're going to see if we get any event whatsoever. Actually, we're not getting the event. We might not be asking it we want it. On the event setup code. Why can't I plug a USB in? So if you go to like backend, init that backend. It says dev notifying, but I don't know what that means. There's a remove. We probably want an input sync as well. Product ID of 5, really? Product, yeah, it's just a product ID of the vendor can have whatever product ID they want, right? If set, this removes the top level collection from the inclusion list. This tells the operating system to stop reading the device. That's not right. For arrival and device removal. Well, guess what I removed and it didn't get removed. Why? So let's take a look at that again. Right, this time we're just going to run it. So I'm going to leave it plugged in. And then I'm not going to touch anything else. Oh no, the problem is as soon as I put a breakpoint in, it's going to pick up a keyboard press, isn't it? Oh. Anyway, let's unplug it here. Yeah, nothing. Oh, what is that? 537. All these in hex? Hmm. Alright. We can view as hex. You just got to do one of these things. 219. Device changed. We got a device changed. But we checked it. Oh, remove complete. Oh, wait. Sorry, this is the low level device changed. Ignore that one. Now this input. Shoot, did I miss a break? Alright, this is me doing fast code. Last night when I was doing some testing. Yeah, this is the low level API we kind of want to maybe avoid using. Ugh. Right now I'm going to unplug it quick before I get another event. Right, so we've got some event. Yeah, that's this one. Then this one is FE. Device changed. We did get it. Okay. I thought I put a breakpoint further up. So you can't get the so you can't get the device info for it because it's been removed. Okay, well this just means it's less code for us to look at. Yeah, less code. Amazing. So basically this switch just goes further out. Ta-da. Plop that in there. Hey. Oh yeah, Windows likes to do the formatting thing. I need to turn all that off, that auto formatting thing. Or just stop using Visual Studio, right? Cool. Alright. Looking good. Does that work? Right, so get up that lovely file here. Here's the file. So we got the mouse plugged in. So I'm going to plug in our friend the mouse. It lights up. And there you go, got connected. Unplug it. Disconnected. So disconnected it twice. For some reason. Whatever that is. What am I doing? What am I doing? Right, it says plug the buddy in. And it gets connected twice. What is going on? Right, so first of all, why can we find this thing twice? Like I thought the whole point is that it removes itself from the hash table or the object pool or whatever. Well, yeah, it's not really. Anyway, it comes in here, does that, and deallocates the device. So, are we coming in here again? We are. Can you find it again? And this just goes over as a for loop because there's not many device entries where it should be just a handful. And really, you find. Well, I did get connected twice. So the problem is it gets connected twice when you plug it in. Is that what it does? So we plug it in and it got connected twice with the same. Why? Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll leave it unplugged and we'll just give it a run. And now we put this lovely breakpoint in. So I'm just going to plug the guy in. The guy's plugged in. And yeah, I want to press F5, I guess. Go to the next one. And it is, yeah, come up again. Strangely enough, another map. Yeah, they're both mice. Is that right? They're both mice? Is that what you're saying? Connected, feature 00. Why is it plugging in the same mouse twice? Because the keyboard plugs in and it comes in as this sort of mouse thing keyboard thing. For some reason. This one comes in as twice for itself, like... I think I remember seeing that on my Linux computer as well. I think I remember seeing that. For some reason. So we're just going to ignore it. Although, we want to gracefully handle this. Like, on the Linux one, I think they're generally different though. They come up as different devices. Whereas this one is like... Oh no, the key is different. Hence why it gets plugged in twice. The key... Oh, the key is actually different. Because what happens in the connected is it says... Oh no, it doesn't. Although we should just quickly test it, right? Can we put a key in there? So key ZU. That out for a sec. Check the log and the key reveals. Right, so different keys, that's good. So it just comes up as two mice for some reason, and I remember one of the mice is isn't one. All right. No. So let's get this name sorted out. I think that'll be a good addition. Is a good name. So the way we're going to do that is we've got this hid device handle, right? By getting the device name and opening it up. Now we can also get some other information. You can get the product and the vendor name. Now, if you go to the Linux backend, for those who were here when we did that, we basically made up a name that's in a similar way. So triad, udev triad, right? It's kind of a lot of code, but we figure it out. And when we actually go to connect it, we oh, I got this thing. Right, so we say if we have, because sometimes devices don't like to give you a string for some reason, but sometimes they do. So it's like this ID vendor, ID product. Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I saying? Yeah, right, this one. product and vendor is so on Linux it's this one and that one. Um, and sometimes these don't exist, and if they don't, we fall back to just stringifying the product ID so the vendor and product ID. So I don't know if we have to do something similar on Windows, but we'll just give it a go. And if we do, we'll just copy paste this code and just change this for the Windows one, right? Let's see. Um, so on Windows, there's this hid thing. Now it should be able to find it. It's in hid. Wait. Yeah, here we go. So there's a way to get like the manufacturer string, right? So we pass. Does in mean like a pointer? Oh, Windows. Oh, this look how crap this is. What the? So I guess this is what happens when you have backwards compatibility. Oh my days. But yeah, so I don't know if that has to be a pointer. Hey, they're not so red. How you doing? I think someone gave you a gifted sub. That was by Mr. Crimson Manor. You know, now I've got all the beautiful emotes. We can give you a salute now. Welcome, sir. We can salute each other. Yeah. Yeah, things are going good. I've changed about 50 nappies. You know, nappy changing. I'm an expert now. Also, we've made progress. We've got our devices connecting and disconnecting. Um, we're just trying to get a nice name now. These devices that we're connecting and disconnecting. Then we're going to figure out how do we. What happens when we plug in this PS5 controller? It's got a touchpad. It's got an accelerometer. So on when we did actually wrote this abstraction on the Linux on the right, we got this input device which says, hey, it's got a touchpad, accelerometer, and it's a gamepad. So on Windows, can we hook it all into the same abstraction as we've got? Because right now I think it's giving us individual components, which is the way it does it on other operating systems as well. But how do we sort of navigate that USB device tree and say, oh, it's all part of the same thing? So we want to try and do that as well. So just trying to get a nice, beautiful name first. I'm hoping we can just pass it, do the same sort of trick that you do in like the Vulkan API and that we've seen in the Windows API. Can we pass in a null, and it to give us the length of the buffer, right? Um, is there a maximum size for this thing? Max serial len, is that a thing? Maybe it isn't a thing. Someone's done it in system decode for some reason. Right. I'm trying to. Okay, maybe we can find it in here. Right, so this is the HID API library. They just have passing some max len, but I want a way for us to know what is the maximum length this thing could be. You know what? It doesn't matter because we've got a maximum length already that we're going to be appending it to. Where is it? Ugh. There it is, input device name cap. So what we have to do is basically do the same thing. Have a name buffer, and we want to use that function get manufacturer string. And we're passing in hid device handle. Name buff, size of name buff. Manufacturer or like have manufacturer. Yeah, how's things going you with you not so red? How you been? What you been up to? Yeah, it's not so bad. Change if you're talking about the nappy changing thing. It's not so bad. The only problem is when you're changing a baby, you basically halfway through changing, you're like, right, I got this, and then they start peeing everywhere, and you have to do a full change clothes. Or you just changed them, you're like, right, I got this, and then they just basically empty another load in the nappy again, and you're like, amazing. It's just the way it goes. Right, so now I got the billion result, which is great. So we're gonna do that again, but this time for the product. Yeah, product. When using Vim, yeah, I've accepted defeat, switched to Windows, and thrown away Vim in the toilet because that's what the professionals use. I'm now a dad, so I gotta be more of an adult, you know? No, I'm joking. We're just porting it to Windows, and setting up Vim on Windows, to be honest, is actually terrible. You can do it, but every time I try and set up Neo Vim, it just doesn't work. And someone will be like, you're doing it wrong, so I probably am, but it's just, yeah. Computers. Like, there's always stuff to do with, like, Neo Vim and Vim, like Bash, being installed on the computer, and I do a lot of. Got some. Oh, it's just there's things. Fix Bash. Yeah, but the problem with the extensions as well is I use like I have so many key bindings. I basically have my own Vim key bindings, which just completely changes it, and it doesn't always work fully on in those things. Right. So let's just see if we get these things. Maybe we don't need to check those booleans. So the idea is we want to now create ourselves a proper big boy name. So we just do a sn printf, right? Not sprintf because sprinting is not safe. You have to put an n in there. So name buff, and because we're not sprinting, we have to put size of. Manufacturer name. Product name, and hopefully a voila. Then we say a core string. So this would just be do a string length for me, please, and create ourselves a sized string with a little data pointer and a length. And hopefully we get nice names. Right, we just got a CC, CU, and an A. Why is that? Let's have a gander. I'm gonna unplug the thing and plug a thing back in. Oh, where's my doohickey? Get in there. Finish the AST stuff in the compiler. Fantastic. Good stuff. This is where the fun begins. You gotta start that type check in. And then you gotta lower it. It's all about the lowering, you know? Navigating this documentation in Visual Studio is already bad enough. Yeah, I don't know, like, people were like, hey, use Visual Studio because, like, it's got all these features, which means you can do, you know, navigate through header files and, you know, you can do a go to definition and that. But it never works. Well, okay, sorry, never is saying it never works, but, you know, there's a lot of cases when it just doesn't work. So really, like, sometimes, like, it's such a big beast and it just doesn't really work sometimes. It's just really weird. I switched to default Vim bindings because of that, fair play. It's the default Vim key bindings are not very ergonomic. You know, it's still a better experience than standard text editors though. Yeah. Yeah. Learning all the Neo Vim stuff is a lot. That's why it's good to start with some of those pre-made configs and just editing it because oh, right. We got a one, got another one. So what the is going on? Why have we just got a C in there? That is a weird. That's what. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you writing in there? That's the question. Are you writing in like you know what it's writing in? A wide char thing, isn't it? It's all wide char in my face. That's what it is. Guaranteed. So, you know, I guess we can look at through the hid API code. Guaranteed they use it in here. I remember them I think I've seen them using it. Get a manufacturer. They do like a UTF-8 to yeah, it's a damn wide char. Look at them in those L chars. Wide char. So I think they have some UTF-8. Yeah, UTF. Right, I want to see what that code looks like because we're doing a lot of this. Wide charts and multi-byte. I love me some multi-byte. Gimme. So, DST null. If len, give me a calloc. No calloc. Get out of here with that. Okay, that's cool. We're still in that. Ah, right. So we'll chuck this in our Windows layer. So in our Windows layer somewhere, where's the internals? Put in here. So we kind of want to static alloc this thing, right? So we're passing the allocator. OS Windows UTF-16 to UTF-8. And we can also go the other way as well. We're going to need it if we want to do stuff properly. So let's just put it in. So, const correctness, like music to my ears. I'll do that version as well, yeah. For that, we might pass in like. Does this take in a length? Because if it takes in a length, we're just gonna LP. What? One, two, three, four. Right, is that the size of the buffer? Size in bytes, but you can do -1, yeah? Size in bytes. Nice, so I think we'll do our lovely core string, and just we usually pass it in everywhere anyway. That way it's already sized up, and then check it. Right, let's bring these two lovelies into the code base. Oh yeah. Oh wait, we need the allocator. I forgot my buddy old pal. Right, let's go and get some version of it. Just get the UTF-8 conversion one first. Hey, using Visual Studio, much preferred code before I swapped to NVIM. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. They both probably got their issues. Visual Studio Code, to be honest, I've not really lived in it long enough. I did try it out for a good while, but I forgot. I've got my experience on it. Oh, it doesn't know you to ship the binary. Oh. Alright, that's fine. I'll just pay for it when that time comes. Or can't you just use Clang anyway? I use Clang. Right, I use Visual Studio just to. So if I compile with the Clang compiler, why'd I have to pay for a commercial license? I don't use MSVC. That's more conventional like web development. Isn't that just perspective? I don't get what conventional means. Like, hmm. So DST then. I love me a bit of DST. Right. Looking good. So no calloc, right? Calloc is for. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that word. So basically, we'll use our own custom allocator stuff because it's just way better, right? We choose, have the freedom to choose. So for this one, we're trying to allocate an array. So we've got a nice thing called core alloc array. We can do a wcharty, and we pass in the allocator, and then we just pass in the length. So we've allocated ourselves a nice destination array now. If it's null, we return null. No, we don't do that. We never return null in our API. You know why? Because we control the whole code base. So what do we do if there's an allocation failure? We have a nice thing somewhere. Oh wait, the allocator never returns null. It does it inside the allocator itself, does it? Yep. It basically calls a handler, like oh, we've run out of memory. It will crash the game. Save everything out, and because so basically test the whole code base to ensure we don't ever get that. Then it just makes everything far more simple. There's no error handling that goes in every layer of function up to from your low levels to your high levels. Instead, you just call a callback and just crash the game. Pros and cons to that solution, obviously, but that's just the way we've chosen it for this project. You know. Right, so this is the other way. Wait, make sure I've got this right. I copied the wrong one again, didn't I? Oh, this is right, this is good. Right, let's just double check, right? Destination. Wait a minute, also, shouldn't this be returning one of those lovely core strings? Oh, yeah. Right, so we're doing the source size. Yeah. And we're passing null here, obviously, just to tell it for us to give us the size. If we have a size, allocate us a thing, use the thing, return. This should be returning wide chart, right? What are you doing? Wide chart T. Give me a wide chart T. Not a fan of wide chart T. Not a fan of wide chart T, I'll tell you that. So, DST. So we don't have a size here. Like, this is what Windows is going to give us. We don't have it already sized up. Just put that in there. Do lovely alloc. Love me a good alloc. And delete all that. And the although we want to size up the well, give it. It's already been sized, so we can just do DST len, and voila, there you go. That's pretty good. So now we can use these guys whenever we want in the code base, and we're going to use it right away. So there's a device changed or something, and when we plug the device in, we want to get the name right. But these are obviously in wide charties. A bunch of wide charties. We didn't like these. Does it want like a length? I forgot. Buffer length. Size in bytes, that's fine. So what we want to do, maybe there's a way to print f wide char. In Windows. Maybe it's cross-platform. It's not the compiler. The commercial license is for using the IDE, I think, because you can use the MSVC separately, right? As long as somebody doesn't meet the enterprise definition, more than 5 people will use Visual Studio can sell software. This is the definition of enterprise. More than 250 PCs or users. Right. Strange. That's bananas. Well, it has got debugger in there as well, right? Not just a text editor. Yeah, it's definitely a piece. If for some reason has the monopoly on that, on something decent. Yeah, they can't find out if you're using it. Well, they'll find out I'm using it, right? I'm streaming the thing, putting it on YouTube. So, but yeah, they won't be able to find out unless the compiler puts it in there. But if I'm using Clang, then it's not gonna know. So I'm just triggering a bash script. Well, what am I even searching for? Oh yeah. Is there a white chart TARG? LS. Right, so we might not have needed that thing we've just put in, but it's decent to have it in. But let's just try this, right? How dark is it right now? Am I fading? Oh yeah. Right, I'll sort that out. Oh, exercise. Right, there we go. Corsair, gaming, Saber, RGB mouse. Can be better than that. So obviously it's got the manufacturer name first, then the product name. So they had to put their manufacturer name twice, and it's done that on the other implementation as well, right? So anyway, it's cool. Then the next one is a Corsair gaming mouse. So for some reason, there's two devices that when you plug this guy in, two of them pop up for some reason, but it's fine because only one of them actually receives input. And if you're lucky here, all we have here is beautiful names. So got some Corsairs. Oh, there's 3 of them. What? And then there's the keyboard. Right, so maybe it isn't the keyboard picking up as a mouse. I don't know. Rocket science. Okay. So this is good. So we're just going to remove the new lines now from those logs because it auto new lines because it's a logging system that we've made. Just going to hop into here and remove those new lines as well. So I can't use like Control R because if not, some GPU panel pops up. I think. Actually, no, it's not on this computer. That's my work PC. Yeah, it's like Alt R or something. It pops up the NVIDIA control panel. It's the most dumb thing ever. Right. So that's a good adjustment. Any other places these are in? Oh, they're all good. Right, so what is next on the agenda? So now, this is where the fun begins. We've got controllers. 1 controller, 2 controller, 3 controller. We're going to plug these in, see what happens. Should see a thing. So start with the Xbox One because it is a cable. It goes on for miles. And then we're gonna plug in the PlayStation 5 controller because that one, as I said before, has many bells and whistles on it. Not just a gamepad, it's got a touchpad, it's got things everywhere. So let's plug this one in. As disconnect, right? Oh yeah. Oh, and that name is buggered. We should sort that out. On the disconnect, it doesn't like it. Because it's using the stack, isn't it? No, it would have copied it. Yeah, the copying's wrong. Anyway, plug the Xbox controller in. Right now the Xbox is like, I'm gonna destroy your code. Right, so that is null. Apparently Microsoft doesn't It can't be. Can't be. Exactly. It's got a tab in there. What? What are you talking about? Whoa, glorious sir. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Aiden, how's the baby thing? Yeah, baby thing is going good. I'm like a nappy changing ninja now. But yeah, it's cool. Mostly just chills out and sleeps and wakes up and starts getting a little bit fidgety and fussy. And then he, you know, feed him, change him, put him back to bed again. His life. He does some funny things when he's hungry. He starts to like just move his mouth, and then when he's really hungry, like fidgets his head left and right. And he's like, oh, starts chewing his hands. He does it so fast, it's crazy. But yeah, it's cool. Um, Sea Lion. Yeah, I could look at Sea Lion. I remember trying out Sea Lion, and for being a Java app, it was pretty decent. When I tried it out for a bit, maybe I should get hold of that for Windows, or just I don't know. No, they don't have the same key, Darth Luna. We did check that out. They don't have the same key. It's very weird. Different keys. It's weird. I don't know. It's just bananas. Yeah, do I need to zero the memory? I don't know if it matters though because it's an output buffer, right? Wormsoft. Game of engine? That's really hard. I might game of engine. I might engines for that game. Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what we want to avoid because, writing engines is a good way to learn how to write. Is a good way to sort of learn everything. But the problem is it's difficult to then start making a game with that. You have to have a very specific if you're really interested in learning and love learning, you could be there for a lifetime. Um, but yeah, so the idea with this is we're still building an engine. We are still adding a challenge to this. I'm still learning stuff. But the idea is we're building an engine specifically tailored to this game. I am doing some extra bits. I'm not sure what the game is now, but I've never done controller stuff. And most games that come out nowadays, they don't have couch co-op. And as a kid, couch co-op was like the thing. And it's always great when you have people around and you have a game where you can just bust out a couple of controllers and play a game. So we're doing a really good input system where you can plug in multiple keyboards, multiple mice, and I'm just doing some all-round good system for that, and gamepads obviously. Um, and I'm just getting like all these little sort of weird features in for this specific subsystem. For graphics, I've done a very slimmed down compute only system. So compute only graphics, and it is going to be for 3D, but we're going to get to that a bit later. The first five, the first 5 episodes. Wait, mate, ignoring the first one or two. Oh no, yes, yeah. The first about 6 or 7 episodes actually. We were just in the starting the project from scratch and doing the graphics abstraction. Just dead simple. It's got uploading to resources and reading back from resources all right away, using compute only. Um, but yeah, we'll be doing some 3D for that in a bit. But yeah, the idea is to keep this very minimal and not write some very general thing. Like for instance, we've skipped doing multiple windows. Just have one window because guess what? This game isn't really gonna have multiple windows. I guess if you have like some editor and you want multiple windows for some reason, um, you know, you could do that. But I think we are gonna have like an editor in the game, but I don't think we're gonna need multiple windows. Yeah. Thank you, Glorissa. Appreciate it. That's IntelliJ C line is a different league with support for debugging. Oh wait, you can debug threads in it well. That's pretty decent. Yeah, like when you try and debug multiple threads in debug, is yeah. I never really understand GDB and the way it does it. Yeah, maybe it overflows the buffer and overwrites it. That's a good point because it could be stored in reverse. That is smart. Let's have a look at that. I would not have thought of that. Thank you, Darth. Darth Lunara. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh wait, this is when we burn up the game. Let's rerun it. Oh, so unplug the Xbox controller. You know, obviously, when you plug in a Microsoft product, it's gonna crash your PC. Come on. Right, here we go. Plugging in. So the first one is just dash backslash t. That's clearly wrong, right? But yeah, that's right. That's not 200. This is 200 characters, isn't it? 256, yeah. So that's not overflowing. It's less than 256 by far. What other functions do they have? All right, do a space. Serial number string, manufacturer string, product string. I don't know why I don't see a Microsoft there. Good evening, Adilo. Oh, the ball is 0, isn't it? Oh, my eyes. Thank you, appreciate it. Something so simple. There we go. So the ball is 0. Right, so that means we're going to have to whip out the code on the Linuxes. So the idea is basically we want, where is it? This boy. So why did I split that into a separate function? What was the reason in Linux? If there was a fail to open up a device node and do proper error checking, right? Good idea. I don't know, probably a good idea. Right, so the idea is we essentially want this. I don't know why Microsoft doesn't have a manufacturer. How bizarre is that? Manufacturer string. Yeah, it shouldn't overflow. It's the purpose of the size, isn't it? Yeah, true. True. Yeah, I did pass the size correctly. Because it's size in bytes. We did check that earlier. Radio. Yeah, so basically we want to just like drop in this thing. So the problem is with the vendor ID string is we don't. You can't get the string of the ID. Well, you can. Hold my beer. So we just want to pump out a string in there. Printf it is. So it's just a U6. So this would be a vendor ID. Now the idea, string. Oh, so it's a U16, right? There's 65,000. So it's 5 characters plus 1, 6. So product ID, and then we can just do a super lovely sn printf. Well, just do a s printf. Feeling dangerous. ATTR. You know, let's do it. Just do it. Let's be safe about it. Just like in Rust. I need a format string, don't I? Pop that in there. There we go. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Oh, look at this mouse. Such an advancement over Vim, you know? Got it. There we go. So we're going to get this as a string anyway. So this was extracting out the vendor ID in that. Okay. So we don't really need that. So what we're saying is we only really want to do these guys if so if the vendor string it does truncate. Yeah, I could do get last error, but it worked for the it works for the mice. But yeah, we should test it out and see what it does, right? If yeah, let's try dword dwork. Oh my days. Get last error. Let's see what this guy is. That should pop up for the Microsoft controller. Oh no. Let's see what that is like. Yeah. Yeah, I have tried your little trick on Dilo and it did work. So we've got the plugging in and plugging so we've got hot plugging working, and also when you boot up the game, everything comes like connected. We're just testing the gamepads right now. And we just discovered, yeah, this name is not 100% correct. This Microsoft controller. Yeah, we're gonna see. Oh, it's not gonna set the thing, is it? Can we trust that? Maybe we can. What sort of errors have we got? Wait, can we hex that? 57. Right, so what's a classic error? Right, 87. I think. Invalid parameter? Gotta be joking. But it worked. Hmm. So maybe it does have to be zeroed? But that'd be weird. Yeah, it does truncate. We should probably sort that out. No, we'll look into that in a bit. Yeah, the missing E on the end when you unplug it. It's just my own custom one. It's 256. Or is it not big enough? Yeah, it's 256. It might not be big enough then. Um, it asks for size in bytes. So that will give me, that times 2 basically. So this handle is correct though because it works on products but not. Yeah, I did look at those comments. Maybe I didn't read it right. We was looking at it. Um um right, specify no okay, buffer. If it's not large enough to return a null terminated string. The routine returns nothing in the buffer. Returns nothing in the buffer. Okay, great. Yeah, that's quite dumb behavior. You just thought it would truncate it. That's really bad. So, is there a maximum size? Like, that's what I was looking for. But I guess it has to be bigger. Oh, the buffer supply must be... Okay. That is the max size. Fair play. Right, we got a new one. Yeah, we are gonna, but let's fit truncate it. But maybe I'll just change this to see. The problem is we pre-allocate 256 of these, so I wanted to keep that down. But maybe we might only make this device pool like 4 or 8, whatever the game is, and then we're only pre-allocating. Like this name cap is in here, and we have like a whole pool of these, and it's quite a big structure. So I wanted to keep it down. But yeah, anyway, that's good to know. So we basically want it to be um, what about this one? Is this the same number? Yeah. So we're gonna say like hid string cap or something. Um, internals. Thank you, Nodilo. Appreciate it. So OS Windows hid string cap 93. Yeah. For some reason. That number. Beware, I sent something sketchy. Oh. Yeah, but I think it's for the null terminator. Yeah, let's just do 96. Let's just round it up, right? What's the... And also putting that on the stack. Lovely. See, that's in bytes, right? So, um, so that's in bytes. So we kind of want to like just divide that by 2. So quick maths. Where can we go? There we go. Just puts in the magic number. That ought to be good enough. Rightio. So Maybe then it always happens. You know, let's delete all of this until we get proven that this doesn't happen. Let's obviously just do the simplest thing. Just put this back here and try that out. The maximum string length is one. Still over the cap. Oh, what? Oh, it's still over the cap. Oh, it has to be less than or equal to. Ah, oh, damn it. That's super dodgy. Right. So we're going to round it down then. So let's just put it into a calculator to save my brain cells. So it's 3 divided by 2. Yeah, it's been 6, wasn't it? Truncated. Right, let's try that. So obviously it's missing 1 byte. Maybe that's not a good idea though. What? Apple Inc. Controller for Xbox. Yeah, Windows anyway. I just got that wrong. Hmm. What did I do wrong? Should I make it? Let's read that again. Supply buffer must be less than or equal to 4.93 bytes. So we're doing wide char. Okay, a really new question. I want to make a WordPress site via own their own website builder too. I only want to use text links though. I have no idea. I'm not a web programmer. Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea. So we could just make it in bytes, right? Or there must be another invalid parameter then. If this is not the one. So what we could do is this. I don't know why I just did that, but anyway. So make it a char instead. And then you know what? I prefer to be type safe. So we're going to have 2 of these. One is just going to be 2048. The other one is just going to be called bytes. And we'll just chuck that in there like that. Right, let's give that one a try. Why? Oh, why? That's obviously 0, yeah? And I'm 0 again. So we're passing... So this is this cap, right? and then we're doing this one, which is that number. Right, something super fishy is going on then. So there's a handle to the top level collection, pointer to the pre-allocated buffer, wide char string. This is so weird. They do p void as well, which is like super bananas. Okay, and then it's length in bytes, which is also an odd number. All allocated buffer provided by the buffer is not large enough to return not routine returns nothing in bytes. Returns true of the entire otherwise. So let's do the get last error and see what happens then. So we'll just say, hey, if have manufacturer name, we're just going to say, you know, do that D word error. Then we're just going to do a or you unused, just so we have another line there that we can look at. Pop that there and have a look. Oh, why don't we reach that? Come on. Oh, what's going on then? Oh, we didn't hit. Right, because the breakpoint will not be hit. 57 again, which is that 87. So it's the same one, unused or like invalid parameter. So what I don't get is this one will work though. I've got nothing different. And it just worked. Yeah, it could be driver bug. I don't know if it worked on, if it failed to work on Linux as well. I don't know if the Linux one failed to work. Very weird. Obviously, a way around it would just be have a database of, you know, vendor IDs and product IDs and look them up in a lookup table, but ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah. So I could do. So I could go and grab that implementation on the OS Linux side of things. Wherever the hell that's gone. It went walkies. Right, here we go. So we can grab this. We'll get this thing all set up, which would be good. And that way we'll put in at least the vendor ID. Yeah, it'll be just product or just vendor that goes in. And then if not, just, yeah. Excellent. Cool. Right, I just need to get another drink. And then we'll do this. And then we'll plug in the PlayStation controller and see what lights up. See what we get. Okay, enjoy the tunes. Alright, welcome back everyone. Welcome. Or you can try and plug in the raw input handle. I don't know if that is what it is. Because it wants the hid one, I think. Hid device object. Yeah, it could be a bug. Yeah, it'd definitely be the hid one. Right, so let's get the scale this code in. So basically we want to do this attributes thing on the file always. So here. And they want to do those lovely buffers again, right? So char. So I think we'll do like maybe let's just do 8 characters because it's a nice round number. So we say in vendor ID string. Let's just do 8. Product ID string. Just pre-allocate those. So much memory. And well, including all these. See, the idea is, I don't know what the idea is actually. When do we need these? Oh no, we don't need them as strings. We only needed them as strings if. So we had to convert them from a string because they basically came from a file in Linux, right? So we don't need those. It's even more simple, which is great. We just need to say, hey, based on. So we just do like a truth table, right? So maybe it just avoids us doing 2 layers of if statements. We just basically calculate an off the 0 to 3 thing. So one of them is if vendor ID and product ID exist. One of them is if just products exist. This one is if just vendor exists, and this one is if. Wait, sorry. The first one if you don't have any. This is if you just have product. If you just have vendor, then if you have both, right? Let's just do it like that, right? 2 booleans. So we just do have manufacturer name. Now it's a boolean, which means byte, which means unsigned char. So this will just be fine. It's not a special type, which there is in C, but it'll be promoted to an int anyway. And then have product name. And there you go. So what we're gonna do. So there's a thing called buff out. For that it's gonna be our name buff. So we do -1. The reason why I do -1 is just in case we overflow it, because snprintf, if you overflow the buffer, it doesn't null terminate it. It's one of those classic terrible C features, unfortunately. So you just take one, then we explicitly just put it on at the end. Oh wait, yeah, there you go. Yeah, we just put it on the end anyway. Cool. So wait, why did I move that? Yes, because you might need it if. Wait, you only need it if this is true. Oh, it does it all the time. So let's just be attr. If we don't have anything, we just stringify the vendor ID and the product ID. Very nice. But if we have the product or the manufacturer, in this case, nice. Now we've got this thing here. We can just say name. And I think that's good. So let's try that out. Shouldn't crash anymore. Yeah, I love the type defs and all those macros. There's some beautiful ones. You want to see them? Look at this in one. Ready? You think it's simple? Oh boy. Let's keep going. Right, let's just keep going. It just keeps going. Anyway, it's no wonder why Windows.h takes ages to compile. I just had a green tea earlier. That's what I had. Promise. Sully. You say my bitmap for a level having a good way to having a minimap. Yeah, I would imagine. Some people do like a top-down render, I guess. Depends on the style of the game you want to do. Yeah, nothing in it. Why would you have something in it? What do we... Wait, what? Aha, errors. Ah, the capital D's. We always forget about these guys, the big D's. Right, let's give that... Oh. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the LS's, right? Good old white jars. I try to top time render beats of the FPS. Well, the idea is you just render it once and you cache it. But yeah, it's definitely a stylistic choice. Surely I must overwrite it, right? Is my truth table wrong? Or did I do my truth table wrong? I didn't know. My truth table's wrong. Did I do that wrong on the Linux side of things as well? Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. Oh man, come on. One day. Controller. Okay, so something else is fishy. What is going? What's wrong? Did we overflow them? Oh, there's a local. The whole time there's a local. And that's been causing the whole crash. But to be honest, we would maybe wouldn't have found the problem if we didn't have that in there. So, oh well. Anyway, the results. So I got the control Microsoft 360 controller plugged in, and as you see, it's connected. It's got a 4 in there, and a 4 means gamepad. Dun 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 dun. And obviously that'll work, right? Because it's got when we hook in a gamepad, it makes an input device of gamepad. But remember, we've got other features like touchpad and accelerometer, which this PS5 controller has. So what happens when we plug it in? Do we get any of these any more that pop up, or is it just the gamepad? But we won't know actually. So we're going to put a breakpoint here because this is hid. Human interface device, something like that at least. And what we're going to find out is maybe there's more that we haven't handled. There's generic gamepad, there's joystick. But I don't know if there's going to be anything else. I don't know if you can do it through raw. This is the raw input API. So I don't know what the limitations of it are. You need to register for the other device types. Wait, there's more device types? Okay, there's only 3 there. Oh, here, I see it. But is there a way to check using in the device? Oh no. Did I bug this up? Okay. There's just my sound locally. Alright. Currently the sound is coming out through my PlayStation controller. Right, there we go. Much better, we're back. So, let's plug this in and see what we get. Anyway, the gamepad comes in. I'm going to press F5. And it just does it once. So yeah, we just get, obviously, the Sony Interactive Entertainment DualSense wireless controller. Bit of a mouthful, but we got it. So there's apparently other devices, and I remember Nodillo, you were saying that the touchpad is different from a mouse before, and then I learned that by reading the raw, reading it from EVDev on Linux, right? But I can't seem to see touchpad anywhere with this raw input thing. Like, is it pointer or no, it can't be, can it? I can't seem to see touchpad. Maybe. Oh, there is touchpad. But is that's digitizer? It's not the same thing. You can try it with the digitizer code page. Okay. So what you're saying is you can try this, but you've got to change. There's a generic code page. Interesting. So what you're saying is there's the digitizer code page. Yeah, this is very different. Wait. Digitizer touch. Add. Right, so you're saying you can try that out. Oh, we didn't, obviously we're not handling the thing at all. So basically there's this. So there's usage. And there's page. So interesting. So we press that. So we only got one controller plugged in. So if this fires twice, we know. So if I go down, gamepad, doesn't fire twice. For some reason. Is there a way to know what devices we've got? So I've unplugged that. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, it's 4 of those, right? So Now there's 5 of these, and then this one. So manufacturer or something. This is really long to try and figure it out if we did go this route. Standard system, what about... Yeah, there's that parent thing. Maybe there's an easier way to display this like list. Maybe there's a terminal command. Windows cmd list hid devices. Oh, hidden. Run it through the control panel. But what would you find in the control panel? Like devices, right? Yeah, so you would like we're expecting to see some form of like mouse. Well, touchpad. Right, not this one. Old school one. Right, it's not showing up here. Yeah, it is Ubuntu. Yeah, we was well no, not quite Ubuntu, right? Who wants to use that? Oh wait, I haven't got it plugged in. Genius. I'm a genius. You're this guy. Right, USB. Ah, here we go. Extra bells and whistles. So, controller. The human input interface. I don't know which. I don't know if this could be the events. Maybe that's in the way of the camera. Um, I can't see anything to do with touchpad here. Um, Maybe I can just go through it with the arrow rate. USB input device. Looking for something to do with like touchpad or something. I don't know if this is it. And DualSense wireless controller. What was that? Bus report device description. Okay. Um. But yeah, I don't know if it's shown up as a touchpad at all. There is. Maybe you might have to install a driver for it. Because I haven't installed a driver at all, right? Should we look to see if there is anything that we can get, like a PS5? Right, DualSense. Windows driver? Is that a thing? This is very unofficial. So, projects like SDLT will use they'll directly read they'll directly parse the information from the controller and get all of that stuff working. But I'm wondering in Windows if there's actual, like, a way to do it without directly connecting to the controller and using the sort of interface for it. Using, like, the Windows driver already on the system, you know? Yeah, maybe there's not. Because it doesn't seem like there is a touchpad thing in this at all. Because we're not seeing it here. You know, if I plug in another mouse, it will pop up. My Corsair mouse here, I plugged it in, that will pop, right? So, safe to say. Yeah, they go Corsair gaming mouse. So the question is, like, we could maybe install some PlayStation's website. Search for touch to find nothing. So we could install these drivers made by like someone on the internet, right? Nowadays, I'm holding the control key. What's happening? Hooked in. Okay, now my mouse is being dodged. Right, it's not like my standard mouse anymore for some reason that I'm using. Right. I think just for Windows, allows you to touchpad for DualShock. Right, fair play. What the crap is going on? If I press the control key, there we go. Do you have to restart? To prevent the double input issue because there's two drivers going or something. It's like rocket science, right? Yeah, I don't think there's a good way to test this out. Like, I was hoping, like, I do have the DualSense 4 here. Yeah, I was hoping, to test on my abstraction where you can have one input device which has multiple things: touchpad, accelerometer, gamepad, and you're able to test that out. But without installing like some driver, a non-standard driver, I'm not sure we'll be able to see if that actually works or not. try with DualShock 4, but from your comment there, it just seems like it's not going to be work. Not going to work. The skimmer, is it? Right. Here's an old school adapter. Your mouse poses as a keyboard too. Fantastic. You know, it has like 4 buttons on it. You know, it's a keyboard, right? Okay, so, but anyway, at least we saw it got connected. We'll be plugging these in again, but have a bit of a neutral experience on Windows for now. And I guess that's okay because then we can just get on with life. Well, the game, rather, a bit quicker. So I'm gonna plug this guy in. Is my game still running? Not is it? Right, let's rerun it. Open up the log file. 88888. On that. Wireless controller. Anyway, let's unplug it. Disconnected, plugged it back in. It's got 4 on there. Right, the sound was coming through here, so maybe you didn't hear me. I don't know. Hopefully you did. Cool. So anyway, we've got those all plugging in. That's great. Yeah, ThinkPad does have a mouse keyboard in the middle. Oh, I actually made a purchase while I was away as well. I did buy myself a ThinkPad. Should I go and get it? I got myself a T480. And it's a really good laptop. Like, it's basically got the same hardware as my old laptop that I broke. But it's really nice. I'm gonna go and grab it. I just want to show it. So, when I bought this thing on eBay, right, for 200 and well, it's £280. But then eBay was like, "Hey, you can get 20% off if you click this button." So I clicked the button, and I got 20% off it. So it was like £240, or less really. So here it is, the ThinkPad T480, I think. Wait, smash down the table. What is it? Yeah, T480. So it's got an Intel 8250. No, I bought it as an 8250, but they sent me the wrong one. So I was like, okay, we'll keep it. It's more powerful. It's at 8350. So it's 4 cores, 4 cores, 8 threads. But to be honest, laptops these days, Ultrabooks, they're not that much more powerful. Right? The new Intel chips, they're not that much more powerful. You miss out on a few of the latest graphics things like for this keyboard. It's pretty decent. It's got the little nub in the middle, which I use occasionally, but it came with Windows 11. It came with like a 256 by it's more than 1080p, and it's a bit of a shame because I would have preferred a 1080p screen, to be honest. I did buy it with the 1080p originally, but again they sent me the wrong one. But 16 gigs of RAM, battery life ain't so bad. I need to get a new battery though. But yeah, it was a steal. Like buying a laptop, like a 5-year-old laptop, and it's still pretty decent compared to probably a new laptop that you would buy um, from using the same sorts of chips, right? Intel chips. Um, but yeah, I've got it for just so I can take it while I'm away and do some non-game programming on it whenever I fancy. Yeah, it came with Windows 11. Obviously, dual booted that with Manjaro. So I've got both on there just in case I want to port software to Windows. Right, it's always handy to have it available. Yeah, Windows. Yeah, it's such a neat laptop. Like just like the feel of it, and just it's definitely the best laptop I've owned. Call click mouse by its appropriate name. Okay. I always wondered what the random RID devices that appeared as keyboards. As far as I recall, the random heuristics to filter them out. Hey there, Bread Toucher. Welcome back. Long time. Long time indeed. Yeah. What was the last project I was working on when you came in? Was it the compiler? My friend fortunately got the ThinkPad P16 free of cost because the company did a refund for a little defective piece, but also forgot to pick up the laptop. Okay. Yeah, we completed the compiler and we having a project now which uses it, but we're obviously just in some engine bits and bobs. But yeah. So in the game van engine, we've got a little graphicsy backend. We're just getting all the input device stuff in. You moved to Stockholm, got a new job at Avalanche. Oh, interesting. I got some guy who used to be at Avalanche on my team at work. Um, and there's actually a couple of people who live in Stockholm as well who I work with. Work on a new title in a render position. Nice. You're in the same sort of boat as me. That's really great. Look at us. Same sorts of jobs. DX12, no Vigo. Fair play. So we want to do some input stuff now. So let's go to the no idea code, right? So in the no idea code, I believe it's like, yeah, WN input. Fantastic. So we're still using raw input here, right? But we've got a device now. So, right, so I think let's put a comment here before we carry on. Today, this is the low level device connection event code. We currently do not. Wait a minute, where's the touchpad thing? Delete that. We currently do not handle touchpad and accelerometer. We already do accelerometer anyway, but anyway, touchpad on the PS5 controller. So the touchpad sort of component attaching to the PS5 controller. The same input device as the gamepad component on the PS5 controller. Maybe we want we will have to sort of traverse the device tree, the USB / hid device tree, like we do on Linux using udev to register the devices as a single unit. Right? So just a quick show on the Linuxes, what do we do? There's like a triad function. So basically, when a USB device gets attached, or fully attached, we try and add it. And by that means we enumerate the child devices and we try and find. So this detects that it's a USB hub and not something we want to look at. And then we look over it again or something. And we basically try and find if there's, you know, if there's some mice, touchpads, keyboards, joystick, accelerometer, and then we sort of grab all those things and make that into one device. And that's how we get it working. So maybe we can do the same thing on Windows. We don't know. I don't really have anything to test it on, so we can't really implement that yet. So we're just going to put a pin in it and just carry on, get stuff going. Front end devs have a heart attack reading this. Yeah. Yeah. I do not miss those days. I would have a heart attack reading their code, Just basically this library, bit of tape, put it over there, tape it up, tape everywhere. Right, so just gonna leave this code in. Right. It's did a bunch of create files on all of this, so we're just gonna F0 that out. Nice. So now we want to put in, go to the sample code. We want to use this WM input. Right, 2 seconds. I just remembered. There's something in the back end. Yeah. Let's take this. We've added like this notification thing to set that event up. So we've got to put another to do there. This is when we initialize the backend. Anyway, just Windows code. Right, WM input. So this is actually when you process inputs for keyboards and mice. And gamepad as well. Using the raw input library. Okay. So, right, what is this code doing? So it just reads in the header. But there's many different things you can read. You can read many things. So we're figuring out what is hraw input. Okay. Just some handle of some kind. It's actually a typed handle. Then you get your H device, which is what exactly? Let's have a look at that. Handle to the device. So that might be the raw input device. So we might have to do a lookup using that. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Then we'll do a lookup using this. And then device reading. Yeah, so this is in the sample code is just doing a lookup. Wait a minute. Right, so there's a device reading event and then there's a read result. So there's two different events, something like that. And there's a callback. Right, so this is going to do another raw input, this time on the input itself, for the mouse. And then it just creates some events. Right, so essentially the way this sample code works is saying And we've started reading now. That's one event, and then there's many events that happen after this. You might, or something like that. I imagine. Just to guess, state, maybe not. Oh no, it's just a single one. So it just comes through as one event. I guess the memory is zeroed or something. I have a message queue and if it gets full. Yeah, for me, I haven't handled whether it gets full. Yeah. I think it crashes. No, it doesn't crash. It just doesn't. Oh no, it doesn't read any more events. It only reads events when the event queue is free. Yeah, that's it. I'm not seeing any day. Since last. Hmm. Yeah, we would. Yeah. Well, the hope is that people would learn it, right? But need to ensure the device is added or removed. Yeah. Right. Okay. I think I got this now. I think I got the idea. So we need this. Ooh. Right. So we might do some more things. That's a good check. This is so unsafe, Nadilla. That's funny. Um. Right. Let's do another switcheroo. Living on the edge there. Super unsafe. Um. And we should probably return 0 at the bottom. Yeah. Uh. Oh, there's just so much correction going on. I need to change those settings, but it's always like difficult to find it. Um. Auto. Text editor. See, there's all languages, and then there's like C and C++. So the problem is I think they. Yeah, so I've already fixed those problems now. Because it's just bloody annoying, right? In my case, I always do remember because I don't register as an input sync. Right, yeah, I saw that input sync thing. Um, Here we go. If set enables the caller to receive the input even when the caller is not in the foreground. Right. Don't we want that? Um, nah, maybe we don't actually. Yeah, I don't think it matters, but yeah, probably better if you don't. In my in my game, we might filter that at the high level as well, maybe. Not sure. Yeah, but it's good to know. So we've got this sort of like H input thing. Are these tabbed? Oh, they're tabbed. spaces. uh, yeah, spaces for alignment. But yeah, tabs are the way. I like the tabs. So in this sort of like input header thing. Oh, I didn't do it for pasting, did I? When I paste, do nothing. Done. I cannot believe I was in and out there of it in 2 seconds, you know? Usually trying to hunt down something for ages. Right, so I guess this is like the raw input device handle. We've done that before. Wait, no. Let's just call it raw input. Um, handle, but it's not device handle. That's different. Right. So then this gets you. I got the music going. Why am I becoming this sort of person? Look at this, it's horrible. Ooh. Okay. So if we've not got some form of error, so I guess we're not going to do the whole tabbing thing. We're just going to return. So if res equal error or res equals 0, similar to the one before, it's -1. Then we're just going to return 0. Pure. Just avoid that indentation. So what we want to do is, like when we do that remove, right? We've got a key. So when we register with a connect, we've got this key, and it's that raw device handle. So what we want to do is do something like this, where we do the find, not necessarily find entry, but more of like a find. And we get back the input device ID, OS input device ID. So that is going to be based on the key. So which is the U64 key. Input header dot, was it H device? Yeah. So we just define it. It iterates over an array of entries. That's all it does. It's just an array that we keep. It's nothing special. Get that input device ID. Now we can actually register some form of event with that. But we now need to start parsing some more information still. Go to the sample code. So we should switch here and figure out whether it's like a keyboard or a gamepad. Let's just take this whole thing. Do that good old edit. Oh, it doesn't do the formatting anymore. How amazing. If you plan on using gamepads with raw input, you can do get raw input data into a buffer and go from there. Example in my gamepad, it also gives you the header. Right. So when you do the gamepad, Wait. Just to get there and it gives you the header. Gotcha. Wait, but you're not using. You're doing raw hid, aren't you? You're doing like hid raw or whatever it is. I'm using like different terminology here, but you're doing it. You're reading the raw packets, aren't you? I think you are. Yeah, because you're doing the. Yes, there's raw input. No. Yes, you're calling it to get the size, allocating. Then you're calling it again to get the data. Then you're using that data to then get this hid data. This is the raw input gamepad. Yeah, because you're doing that input. Yeah. Whereas the other one does header. Right. Yeah. Right, header size. Okay, that's where it's a bit confusing. Then the whole size. Yeah. Gotcha. Right, good point. And then you're saying, but then for the gamepad, for the mouse, rather. Yeah, you do it here as well. Yes, what you're saying is not just for gamepad, but for all of it. You could do that, right? Yeah, have a think about that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, because you only get the devices. Yeah, it's not super important, but yeah, I guess it can make the code a bit cleaner. Like, I typically just opt for like readability more than anything when I write code initially. But yeah, or where am I at now? So yeah, we'll definitely probably do that. Let's just clear these out for now. So this is device info based on right. Let's get device info. Right. So we might do that handle raw input device handle. Just so we got that hanging around as well. So this gets the device information, and you do this so you can get the HID usage. And you figure out if it's a gamepad or a joystick, but I only have gamepad, so I don't need to do that. Actually, thinking about it. Let's just do that. Right, so we would. I don't think we're doing joystick, but yeah. Maybe we could, because this might be like this has unknown amount of cost, whereas I would know accessing the information in my own local structure might be better. But anyway, let's just delete all that. Right, so I've got the switch statement now. Fantastic. So this switch statement. Yeah, that'd be good. Please. Right. So what we're saying is we can call this function twice and do that. So what we can do is we can say, so let's quick look at the code again one more time. There was this like right pointer to raw input. And you'll need these got yeah, they got variable arrays at the end. There, simply. So we pass in null here, and then we say, hey, I got a pointer to the size here, and it's going to give me the actual sizes. Now, this one is size of raw input header. And the reason why you do that is because it could technically change. And because they have like a DLL, they can maybe guard against those. I don't know. Like a version number will probably be better, but I guess they'll only add fields in the future. They won't remove any. I think that's the logic behind it. So we call it first. Like that. Just put it all in one line, really. Then we're going to call it again. I don't know, really need like that. Then I'm going to call it, so does the check. Passing the points raw input, but before we do that, still lovely alloc. Raw input equal core alloc. So we're trying to alloc like, where's that frame allocator? Right, so this is our temporary allocator basically. Frame allocator. Now we need size and line. So the size is raw input size. Then we do a line of raw input. Okay. Oh, you must oh my days, sketchy. Thank you for that. We should look into that then. Well, is that the same for device change? Do you know? Do you reckon I should just always do it? It's good to just always do def, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, good idea. Let's just always do it. We'll just break instead. Thank you for that. Because default could just be 0, right? And it would do it. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, sort those out quick. Wait. You, sir, have just some FB go-tos, you know? Love me a good old go-to. Yeah, but I was thinking like oh wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know, I'm confused. Yeah, okay, let's just do it for that one then. This one. Alright. Um, this can just break early. So yeah, no, it might be just be able to go to default, isn't it? Go to def. It might be better. Be safer that way. So what we're trying to do here then is so we've allocated this one now, and we we don't care about allocation failures because we just get callback instead. You know, it just crashes the game basically. So always a success. Then we want to check again. Bear in mind this one can be 0. It will actually be 0 because it doesn't write any size anything out. Because we just get the size here. Cool, that's very good. So now we have the raw input data, we can actually start parsing it now. So we look up for our device. Now, technically, you know what? So if it's null, we're gonna go to default as well. So if the device not connected for some reason, and we don't have anything, then so like technically this should be done like first. No, it can't be done first because you got to pull it in anyway. Cool. So I've got a mouse, got a keyboard, got HID. So I guess let's just start looking at the mouse one, get that plugged in, and then we can just see. Return def proc. Right, so what you're saying is some of these. Any raw input has this requirement. Yeah, no hand. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so let's start pausing the mouse one. Probably the more simple one. So we've done this get data now. Wait, it's gamepad? Whoops. Mouse relative equal. Well, on some systems of these. Oh, wait. Sorry. Brackets. To make sure it's relative. Yeah, good old exceptions, eh? It's a bit like programming in Rust. You know, the program never segfaults, but it sure as hell panics, you know. Still can panic. So mouse buttons. Right, so that's the current state. You have read it. You get the raw mouse. Okay, so there's this raw mouse structure. indicator flags. So you're checking to see if it's like relative. If it is, you can clamp it. Ooh. So L2D clamp. So you're getting the last x plus y. That's just relative or absolute motion in y direction. So you only handle relative in this case, which makes sense. Relative is 0. Interesting. Right, that's cool. Right, I got what's going on. So there's a mouse wheel as well. That's also a button. Okay. At least. That should disable the exception code on cut down compile times by 40 to 50%. Nice. Wow. Right, this is pretty decent. Nice. Yeah, five mouse buttons. Yeah, I think these are like back and forward. I think that's what we call them at least. Decent. Right, this is pretty simple. So I think I'll be running pretty similar code to this. Let's just copy and refactor it. So the problem is we can produce like 5 events from this, I think. So we'll have to adjust our number. And correct that thing we did last stream as well. Right, so we're doing something quite similar to this. Let's just bring it in. I do things the other way around, so I'm just very nitpicky personal taste. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, definitely the other way around. It's funny. Yeah, yeah, that is 0. That is bizarre. There's like, so basically it's not a flag then. This is like, so relative is right. So it's the absence of absolute. So I think we might as well just say I'll do it. And it has something, which we're going to keep that in. That's a good thing because we don't want to do an event if it doesn't actually have anything. So the way we do it in our code base, pretty sweet. We have these functions, and we just say event key. There's this, I swear there's these functions. So in the internals, we have this OS event key, and we have them all here. So these are the raw mouse events. So this is the fact that it's moved. There's a relative position. We have to just throw in that lovely device ID, and then throw in that relative position. So they're longs, I think. And there you go. So we're going to do some more events as well. Sweet. Oh, equal 0. Good catch. See, the worst logic is Boolean logic. It's always the wrong way around, you know? Convert me, Nordillo, convert me. Tell me your ways. Tell me your ways. He says as he walks away. Yeah, 3D engine. Well, not really a 3D engine. It's a game van engine, my friend. But yeah, 3D game, but it's doing it all from scratch and see. We've already got a graphics system, like or GPU subsystem at the ready. We're just come back to the engine and making the engine like or the engine code, making that super sweet, you know, super sweet, super tasty, super awesome. And then we're gonna do some UI. After this, we're going back to Linux, the real operating system, and doing some UI. That'll be 2D graphics initially, obviously, right? Yeah, nice UI because we're going to do some editor things, quick debug UI, you know, all that good stuff. And then we're going to be, what else are we going to do? Yeah, and then we'll do some proper 3D R&D using computer shaders only, like an absolute crazy person. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Things, good things. Things. So this is if you have the will, right? There's also a H will. I would like to call that the Henry will, you know, the best will. Right. You got a will? Lovely. But you also have a H will, like a Henry will. Do you have one of those? I would like to know. Wait, that's what Scrub would do. Right here. So anyway, got relative position. What is that? So it's basically 0 or 1, isn't it? Button data, use short. Wait, maybe it's not multiple. Yeah, it would be multiple. Oh, it can only be one of these set at a time. And there's nothing brave about it. Writing in JavaScript would be brave. Like, good luck. If variable equal constant, you do. If you do this mistake, you should shoot yourself in the foot. Ah, I see. Constant. Ah, look at you, clever clogs. That's a good trick. Yeah. I don't know. I never really make that mistake. And also, I think Clang warns you as well if you do that. Makes you explicitly put it in brackets. But I guess if you already have it in brackets, yeah. I know. Yeah, I don't think I ever really make that mistake. But yeah, I think this button data is a bit of a bugger, you know. Uh, right. So you can only have one of these set. Ooh, are they up and down? What do I do? Positive means what? Indicates rotate forward. Rotate it backwards. Okay. So yeah, I guess this means then like. Oh wait, we did this. What do we do on Linux? So we had this problem on Linux. Well, it's a slightly different problem, but basically they're going to be different. Yeah. So the issue is we went over. So the way it works on Linux, right, is you read from a file descriptor, and then you get an array of events. So we go over all those events, and the idea is if that. So the idea that the will and the H will then you come through in one event at a time. So we basically store this position and we accumulate it, right? And then we say if it's got a non-zero value, then do it once. Now this Windows code has sort of a similar problem. And the fact that so initially I wrote the code in here to combine it, then I was like, you know what, the other operating systems might not work this way, and it's just a specific thing for Linux, but turns out it's not really a specific thing for Linux anymore. So really, like, you kind of want to merge the previous event data, maybe. But do you really want to do that? Maybe not. Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. So this would be Y. Zero. Copy paste. So delete the H wheel one. Delete the wheel one. Nice. So now we're on to buttons. So with buttons, what have we done? Are they all separate events? I think they are. Wait, no. No, they're not separate events. They're a bit set. This button changed. So on Linux, what are you doing? There we go, much better. Yeah, so we just set it to one button. Whereas on Windows, is this the current state? Right, well, how do they do it? Button flags. It can be one or more of the following values. The transition state. So I guess if you happen to press 2 at the same time on the same frame. Right. So we could do them as separate events. It's meant to be a single button. I think the way we're going to do it Because we might have to do something like this. So we're doing. So we're getting like as the Linuxes. Yep. I'm sorry, Adilo. It's a good idea though. I'm just not. Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, it's pretty clever idea. Um, I think we might have to do something like this. Look at those branches. Ah, is 5 buttons enough? Definitely. That's all you need. 5 buttons. If you want any more mouse buttons, it's a waste of money. uh, yeah. I don't know. They can do. There is a lot of mouse. You know, people play like WoW or something will have like a 20 button mouse. You know, I don't know which way that is. We've got to test that. Cluster those together. So the value would just be 1. Is that a float? I'm going all in the wrong place. Boolean. Boolean. True then. Hopefully we get mouse input working in just a second. This is the raw mouse one as well, so it's a bit different. We've got to do the other one as well. Then we'll change it to up. Yep. Templates to the rescue to generate efficient code. Oh wait. Oh boy. Yeah, it's all about macros, man. That's actually quite a lot of events, but chances are you won't actually trigger all those at once. Um, right, what is this? Yes, you've just got button state. We do that already with the button change. Good. Cool. Right, that's ideal. Like that. Oh, that's pretty clever. Jump table. No, not really. Because you can technically have multiple of these pressed at once. Right, so what'll be the next? What's the next sort of thing we need to do to... Yes. In the event code, we do that sort of like peak. There's something kind of slightly wrong. So I think Nadilo was saying like put in null for this here, this HWD thing. I don't know if that was possible. Wait, it would be handle null, wouldn't it? Handle invalid. And then I want to check this basically. What am I doing? I'm doing like max events. Because if someone presses all the buttons at the same time, that's like 5. Plus a move, it's like 7. Plus a move and scroll wheel. It's 7. Mouse buttons plus. Someone surely can't do that, but it's possible and then it will crash. Mouse move plus mouse scroll. Someone will break that one day. You never press another's release. Yeah, but they can't be. Oh, they could be pressed and released in the same frame, isn't it? All right, it's had another 5. Yeah, it's possible. You just have to have a super laggy game, right? And that'll do it. And also, this is kind of wrong, I think. Maybe. No, it should be fine. It should be fine. Let's give that a go. Oh, we're missing some things. Is that even a thing? I think if you gotta do, yeah, you gotta do dot header. And same with this one here. Right, let's give that a try. Let's probably do some more stuff. Raw mouse. Right, so that was raw input dot dref mouse dot. I think that's right. I don't know, just give it a run, see what happens. Nothing called dot mouse. Alright, let's go into the sample code instead. Oh, dot data dot mouse. Right, it's not on. Right, not anonymous. Give that a go. Right, wrong way around. Give that a go. Alright, a couple more. Yeah, because you got cast it to UN. Alright, here we go. What do we get? So we got the log file. We should get some mouse input. Oh, we don't have the log file. Can't believe I closed it. But we got a new nice function. I think it's like dlog or something. Wlog, that's it. Oh, can we see that mouse? Look at that, that's good. So, we're not seeing anything right now because it's not in focus, but if we do this. No? Are we like in an infinite loop? Oh, it's cat, isn't it? So it doesn't scroll to the end. So maybe you do want tail. Oh, you just run tail. Recursively run tail, isn't it? Alright, let's try that again. We need to edit that file again. So instead we want to try tail, right? Wait, do you pipe into tail? Do you want to do -F for file? No, no. What is? I gotta man me some tails. F is follow. Oh, you can have a file with no file. So you can just simply omit it. Good. Let's sauce this guy. Get some saucy sauce. Right, let's try it again. Oh ho ho! This kind of not going the whole screen. Sad. Yeah, so when we're in focus, we go left, get some negatives. So X is here, Y is here. Okay. So left we get some negatives, right we get some positives on the X. Up, got negatives, down we've got positives. That is not the right way around, people. That is a wrong. So the Y needs to be flipped for correct. You know, bottom left is origin, you know? Up is positive now, excellent. Cool, so we've got some left mouse click. So one is the very sort of button. Left, right click, scroll wheel going down, scroll wheel going up, mouse button in, so it's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, there you go, excellent. Forward and back. 8, 10. What is 8 and 10? Did I get those wrong? Eight is forward. Right, let me try that out. Yep, 8 is forward, 10. Excellent, so got that right. Right, so I think we plugged in that mouse. That's good. So that's only the raw mouse though. We still need the OS mouse to be picked up. So that's another thing we need to do. But I think we can just start with the raw inputs first, and then we can move to the other sort of OS ones. That's good progress today. No, because 10 is 16, isn't it? Right, it's 16 in hex is 10. Right. But yeah. So we managed to get the hot plugging finished. Yeah, I know, right? Don't worry, I need sleep too. I've been feeling like that as well. Yeah, hot plugging finished, and we got the raw mouse input plugged in as well. So that's good progress. So on the next stream, we're going to be doing raw keyboard input. So we've got some sample code from Mr. Nardillo. So it should be quite simple setup than the gamepad as well. And that's the raw input stuff. But we do want to get the OS OS mouse and OS keyboard. OS keyboard is kind of pointless, not gonna lie. But the OS mouse is great because you want to know where this mouse cursor actually is on the screen sometimes. So we'll plug that in anyway. But yeah, we'll probably share. Well, this is with RI. Yeah, it might be different. But yeah. So yeah, the next stream will be on Sunday. Still remembering my days of the week, you know. Sunday. 4 p.m. GMT. And I think I'll just drop some links in the chat. I'll find someone to raid as well. If anyone's got any suggestions, please. So Twitter, well, I think it's x.com now, but anyway, old school. Twitter. I'm still not used to saying X. I have a Discord if you want to come hang out, chat. I will post this code up after the stream, so those who are subscribed and got access to the code, I will post that up after the stream. Right, let's find someone to read. TJ is just in a park. Funny. So this guy does CC++. I don't know where people's tags are gone. Why people know like CPP or C anymore? But yeah, that guy's doing like a old school. Do people not like to identify with their languages anymore? You look at me rocking that C. Anyway. Yeah, this guy does like a game in C, I think, or C++, one of the twos. Anyways, enjoy. See you all on Sunday. Have a great start to your weekend. And yeah, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. But yeah, see you later, guys.